Hi friends. It's been a hot minute. 'Cause like see all this stuff on the wall behind me? I had to order all of it, and then I had to put a sticker on all of it, and then I had to put it on the wall. Same thing with all of that stuff. And then as soon as I get it, um, someone buys it, and I'm really, really fucking blessed. But I've been wonderfully busy. I also needed an MS treatment, which was fun. I call it getting an oil change because I get an infusion for like 6 hours. I used to hate IVs, and I was like, I'm so looking forward to doing this. Um, anyway, so much has happened. I don't even know how or where to start. Um, it's wonderful to see Bruce so much. I really did not expect him to come back, as I tearfully said before, and of course I love being so very wrong, and it was the best birthday present I got this year was his announcement that he'd be returning. And the videos are great, and so why should I sum them up? Because you guys should just watch them and give him the views. But I gotta say, his new editors, like, no offense to Michael, I loved what Michael did, but they are doing him a wonderful honor. They're doing a fantastic job at editing. They're very funny, and nothing is more important to me than what is funny. So I'm really happy to see that. And he keeps talking about his fiance, and so I'm really happy for him and them, and she, maybe just a little jealous, but more power to them. He talks about how much he hates clutter, and like my crush immediately dissolves when he says that. I was like, oh, I couldn't be his girlfriend. I'd drive him crazy. But that fantasy aside, not that I have a crush on anybody who makes me laugh. You know what I mean? You get it. Okay. But so it's really nice to see how much work he's doing. Emily D. Baker is streaming like 3 days a week when her schedule allows, which is not as consistent as I would appreciate it, but it's really great because we've got a lot of trials coming up. Like fucking Karen Reed again. I can't believe we're going through this again. It's already painful. It's already frustrating. They have brought in a different dude than the last prosecutor is still there, but they're letting another guy do the talking. I think that's very strategic. As Emily said before, their case is as if they're trying to get ahead of her case, and that's not how you fight for the state. And so it'll be interesting to see this play out. I had the great pleasure of seeing a handful of comedians twice in one night, because that's how obsessed with stand-up I was, and I considered it my college, and I was like, I have to know everybody's system and all that good stuff. And it's interesting to see someone back to back. If you love them, then yeah, it's only a great experience. I, to this day, lament I had an opportunity to see George Carlin twice in one night, but I had tickets to the Aspen Comedy Festival, and I cursed up a storm when I found out, oh, you're going to come here the week of the Aspen Comedy Festival? Are you fucking kidding me? And now I have to drive down from Aspen, Colorado to see this show. So I just bought tickets for the late show, but I'm still kicking myself that I didn't get to see both shows that day. I could have left earlier. I could have seen both shows. But he was on a tear that night because I'm not proud of this. Denver audiences kind of suck. We kind of suck for comedy. I mean, we are very in the moment, and we're very there. We're also very loud. Sometimes I wonder if people come in from out of state and then they have too much to drink at altitude. People just seem to get really fucked up at shows in Denver, has been my observation. And so being at the late show, he was having no shit. I know I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. So he comes out, and the first thing he says is, he's like, I don't want any hooting and hollering. This isn't a fucking rodeo. You can laugh and you can clap, and that is it. And I was like, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yes, sir. And of course, people are already drunk, and some rowdy woman just, she screams. And he's like, You can laugh and you can clap. This isn't a rodeo. And she screams again at the top of her lungs, obnoxiously so. And he actually says, the people around you should stab you. And he calls her a cunt. It was awesome. So I saw the better of those two shows. I saw Janine Garofalo twice in one night, and two completely different shows. I saw, not twice in one night, but I saw Bobcat Goldthwait is one of the comedians that has surprised me the most. I just saw him like out of principle, and it was some of the best stand-up I had ever seen. So much so that I bought tickets and saw him the next night, and two totally different shows. All the same jokes. They're just non sequiturs, and they go in a different order, and so it's two different shows. And I believe, I want to say Stephen Wright is one of the people I have seen twice in one night. And anyway, Chris Rock, word for word, same show, except for he responded to a heckler in the late show, which is why my rule has always been, when a comedian comes to town, especially if they're doing a small club, always see the very last show. If you can only see one show, always go to the last show on Saturday, because they are over it, and it's no holds barred, and they let loose, and they have the most fun because they're almost finally done. And so that's my rule. Anyway, why am I talking about two things in one day? Lost my train of thought. Two trials, the tale of two goddamn trials. I can't believe. I feel like it's the arrogance of Karen Reed's judge that it's like, no, we have to try this again. Like, Emily is just like, I just can't believe they let this go this far. And I'm sure it's because it's the death of a cop, but it's only making things so much worse for Canton. So we're preparing for that. And then Corey Richens is the woman who poisoned her husband and then wrote a book about mourning her husband and how to deal with that with her children. And then she went on like morning shows to advertise her book, and then they finally nailed her for the fentanyl that she undoubtedly put in his food repeatedly. She was poisoning him for a while before he passed away. We've got a lot of trials to look forward to. But the reason why I am inspired today to talk to you is because I was watching Comedy Enforcement, because who has time to watch all these podcasts? Though I always end up watching the podcasts. And I missed this clip of Ari Shaffir. Doesn't seem like a very good friend. He's one of those that I will respect because he's a comedian. He doesn't seem like a very nice person. Doesn't seem like he's I'm sorry, but trolling every time you see a buddy would get insufferable. And he supposedly dosed Bert, which, I did that to my friends in high school and I regretted it. And you just mature. You don't do that shit. It is a violation. So he's filming a podcast and says, hey, this song just dropped. Send it to Bert Kirshner. And he's like, watch this and call us back. And Bert's like, well, that didn't feel very good. And I'm sure it didn't. He's like, he knows a lot about me because his father was the lawyer for Scientology. And I was like, what is this song that ruined his weekend? And it is so good. And if you haven't heard it, it's Crack-A-Miko. And it's 2Bears1Grave. And it gave me chills. Maybe because there aren't many raps I'll listen to that I'll understand every single line straight off the bat. I have to listen to them a couple times to catch every line. But one, it's hysterical. Two, it's a goddamn jam. And three, it's fucking awesome. There's so much dirt in it. There's a lot of tea. It's a masterpiece. It's beautiful music. As a music teacher, I'm just like, this person is so talented. I've got to go.